Hi, I'm Malaya, your favorite Filipina insider, and today we are going behind closed doors to talk about what stays hidden in the dark. You think her silence in the bedroom is just Asian modesty? Stop lying to yourself. It's not modesty, it's a test. And if you're like most guys, you are failing it every single night. While you're lying there worried about your stamina, your age, or whether that little blue pill is going to kick in on time, she is actually judging something completely different. She's watching your every move, analyzing your energy, and noticing the cracks in your masculine armor. She will never tell you this to your face, of course. She doesn't want to jeopardize her allowance or lose her provider by being too blunt. But just because she's quiet doesn't mean she's satisfied. I'm here to break the code of silence once and for all. I'm going to reveal the 6 hidden expectations every Filipina has for a man over 60. And trust me, it has nothing to do with physical marathons and everything to do with how you command the space. If you don't learn how to read this unspoken menu, you will always be served the tourist special, polite, sweet, but ultimately empty. Stay with me, because your happiness and your bank account depends on you hearing what I have to say next. If you can't handle the brutal truth, close this video now. Let's take a breath and get real for a second. I know that feeling you had when you first landed in Manila or Cebu. That sudden rush of adrenaline when you realized that, for the first time in 20 years, you weren't invisible anymore. Back in your home country, you're just another retired guy at the hardware store, someone the younger generation looks right through. But here, you're a titan, you're a sir, you're the prize. It's the ultimate ego boost, and honestly, it's a drug. But here is the part that's going to sting. That tropical paradise you think you've found is often just a very expensive stage play. Most men arrive with a suitcase full of romantic fantasies, but the reality on the ground is far more clinical. Behind those sweet smiles and "I miss you" texts is a world of crushing poverty, family obligations that would make your head spin, and a local playbook designed to extract as much as possible from your retirement fund. The dating apps you're scrolling through at 2 a.m. are filled with girls who have mastered the art of tactical sweetness. They know exactly which buttons to push to make a lonely, honest man feel like he's 25 again. It's a business, and right now, you're the customer, not the partner. But please, understand why I'm telling you this. It's not because I think you're a fool. Far from it. I'm telling you this because I have immense respect for the life you've built. You've spent decades working, providing, and navigating a Western culture that has become increasingly hostile to men like you. Men who value traditional roles, respect, and loyalty. You aren't creepy for wanting a young, beautiful woman to share your life with. You're a man with biological and emotional needs that don't just disappear when you turn 60. You've been lied to by your own society, and now you're being targeted by mine. I'm here to be your shield. You were looking for a port in the storm, and I'm going to make sure that port is actually safe. Not just a trap with a pretty sunset. Now that we've cleared the air, it's time to stop being a tourist and start being a tactician. To understand why she stays silent while you're trying to navigate the sheets, you have to understand how we actually live and eat here. Imagine you're walking down a dusty street in Manila and you see a carinderia. That's our traditional local eatery. You see the metal pots, the steam rising, and a chalkboard out front listing the basics. Adobo, sinigang, rice. That chalkboard represents what she shows you every day. It's the sweetness, the I love yous, and the basic physical service. It's the tourist special. It's safe, it's polite, and it keeps the business running. Most foreign men are perfectly happy with the chalkboard menu because, compared to the cold kitchen they left back home, even the basics feel like a feast. But here's the secret. The locals never just look at the board. They look under the counter. They know there's a secret menu, items that everyone knows are there, but no one ever writes down or asks for out loud. This secret menu is where the real spice is. It's where the extra sauce is hidden. In the bedroom, your Filipina is waiting to see if you are just another hungry tourist who is happy with the set meal, or if you are a man of experience who knows how to order from the secret list. If you don't know these unspoken items, you'll never truly satisfy her soul, even if you think you're watering the hose perfectly. She's quiet because in our culture, if you have to ask for the secret menu, you aren't ready to taste the spicy sauce. You have to prove you already know what's missing from the table. I'm about to show you exactly what's on that hidden list so you can finally stop eating like a visitor and start feasting like a king. Now, let's pull back the curtain on that secret menu and look at what she's really ordering while you're busy reading the chalkboard. Most men your age think the hard part is over once they get the girl into the room. You think the transaction is settled because you paid for the dinner and the fancy resort. But for a Filipina, the bedroom isn't where the deal ends, it's where the real audit begins. If you want to stop being a tourist and start being the man she actually craves, you need to master these 6 unspoken rules. The first item on the secret menu is the standard of Presco, or what I call aesthetic respect. In the West, you might think a quick splash of water is enough, but in the Philippines, hygiene is a literal religion. The truth is, if you smell like a stale Western office or old leather, her physical wall goes up instantly. She won't say anything because she's polite, but she will quietly close the kitchen emotionally. To her, if you don't take the time for a ligo, a full, deep bath, before things get spicy, you aren't showing her desire. You're showing her that you're lazy. It tells her you're just looking for a place to dump your energy rather than someone to share a ritual with. I've seen guys come straight from a 6-hour flight or a sweaty walk in the Manila heat and try to sample the mango immediately. It's a disaster. She feels like she's servicing an old man instead of being intimate with a partner. Your instruction here is simple. Double her effort. If she bathes twice, you bathe 3 times. Use the local soaps, smell like the island, and make the cleaning of the temple a part of the foreplay. Show her that you respect the space enough to be Presco. Next, we have executive presence. She wants a daddy, not a grandpa. The fact is, many men over 60 arrive here feeling so grateful to have a young woman that they start acting like her servant. They apologize for their bodies, they ask for permission for every move, and they radiate a "thank you for being here" energy. Here is the hidden logic. In the Filipina mind, excessive gratitude is a sign of low value. If you act like you won the lottery, she knows she is the prize and you are the lucky loser. This means she can start raising the price of her menu items. She expects you to be the boss in that room. She wants to be led, not consulted. If you're lying there asking, "Is this okay?" every 2 minutes, you are killing the vibe. Instead, replace your thank yous with, "I like how you do that." Stop pleading and start commanding the session. She needs to feel that you are the titan she saw at the airport, not a fragile old man who is afraid of breaking. By the way, if you're finding this map useful, I have a much more detailed compass for you. I've put together a private insider list where I share the strategies that are way too spicy for the YouTube algorithm to handle. It's where we talk about the real mechanics of the long-term play and how to keep your wallet safe while keeping her heart happy. Click the link in the description to join us. Now, back to the fire. This brings us to the most delicate part, the Haya barrier, or reading the micro no. Because of our culture of Haya, which is a mix of shame and extreme politeness, a Filipina will almost never tell you, "I don't like that," or "stop." She is tactically trained to be a pleaser to ensure her survival. But just because she isn't saying no, doesn't mean she's saying yes. The hidden explanation is that if you force a move she dislikes, she won't fight you, but she will black out internally. She becomes a mannequin. You might think she's being submissive, but she's actually building a mountain of resentment that will eventually turn into a request for a family emergency loan. You must learn to read the freeze. If she goes stiff, if her eyes wander to the ceiling, or if she stops making those small melodic sounds, she has hit the Haya wall. A real man, a tactician, stops immediately and resets the mood without making her explain why. You save her face, and in return, she trusts you with her secrets. The fourth rule is the long narrative. She knows you are 60 plus. She isn't expecting you to be a 19-year-old athlete who can go for 3 hours. What she hides from you is that she actually prefers emotional endurance over physical speed. For a Filipina, the tasting of the taco starts at 6 p.m. during dinner, not at 11 p.m. when the lights go out. She needs the mental movie. She needs to feel that the physical act is just the final chapter of a beautiful story you've been telling her all day. If you rush the introduction, she feels like she's just a staff member performing a duty. The instruction here is the 80-20 rule. Spend 80% of your energy on the talking, the touching, and the watering of the garden through words. By the time you actually park the car, she should already be convinced that you are the most interesting man she's ever met. Then, there is the hero's anchorage. The most critical 15 minutes of her entire day are the ones right after you finish the job. In the West, guys often roll over, check their phones, or fall asleep. To a Filipina, this is the ultimate transaction trigger. It makes her feel like a disposable item. Her hidden expectation is that you will stay present to prove she isn't just a physical outlet. She's looking for security validation. If you stay anchored to her, holding her and talking about the future for just 15 minutes, you have just bought yourself a month of loyalty. If you check your email, you've just told her she's a business expense. Finally, we have the morning after token. This is the subtle link between the bedroom and your generosity. She expects the bedroom to be the place where your role as a provider is reaffirmed, but she hates it when it feels like pay per act. If you hand her money right after tasting the sauce, it feels like a job. It's dirty. But if you surprise her with a small gift or an extra allowance the next morning during breakfast, the logic shifts. In her mind, the money is no longer a payment for the service, it's a reward for the connection. It disconnects the work from the wealth and allows her to maintain her dignity while still getting the support she needs. This is how you spoil her heart without turning her into a professional mercenary. Master this timing, and you'll never have to worry about her looking for a younger option. To her, a man who knows the secret menu is a man who is irreplaceable. Now, I want you to listen very carefully because what I'm about to say is the most important lesson you will ever receive regarding the Philippine heart. You've been worried about your age, your wrinkles, or your declining stamina. You think those are the bedroom killers. They aren't. The real killer of desire, the thing that turns a passionate woman into a cold calculator, is your gratitude. I know, it sounds crazy. Your Western upbringing told you to be a gentleman and show how much you appreciate her. But when you act like a man who just won the lottery, you are telling her two things. First, that you don't believe you actually deserve her. And second, that she is the only prize in the room. This is the ultimate psychological trap. If she is the prize and you are the lucky loser, her biological compass stops pointing toward attraction and starts pointing toward extraction. She stops seeing a man and starts seeing a business opportunity. The brutal truth is that a Filipina actually expects you to be the prize. She wants to feel that she earned her place in your life, that her beauty and her care were the work required to access your world. When you act too grateful, you strip her of the pride of winning you. You turn her into a mercenary because you've signaled that the only value you have is your bank account. If you want her to truly desire you, you must stop thanking her for her presence and start making her feel like she is the one who got lucky. You have the wisdom, the resources, and the life experience. In this island game, you aren't the customer, you are the destination. If you don't believe you are the prize, she will never believe it either, and she will charge you a very high price for the privilege of pretending otherwise. Think about that the next time you look in her eyes. Listen, I know I've been pouring some very spicy sauce on your plate today. I've pulled back the curtain on the secret menu and shown you exactly how the game is played behind closed doors. It might feel a bit heavy, maybe even a little cynical, but I didn't tell you these things to make you lose hope. I told you because I want you to finally win. The truth is, even with all the traps and the tactical smiles, the Philippines remains the absolute best place in the world for an honest, mature man to find the devotion he's been missing. Your 60-plus years aren't a hurdle, they are your crown. While immature boys are still chasing shadows, you have the stability, the wisdom, and the depth of character that a high-quality Filipina truly respects. She isn't looking for a gym rat, she's looking for a pillar of strength. There are thousands of traditional, loyal, and incredibly affectionate women here who are literally praying for a man who knows how to lead and provide. Now that you know how to read the unspoken menu, you are no longer a target. You are a tactician. You've got the map, you've got the armor, and you absolutely deserve to find the queen who will treat you like the king you've worked your whole life to become. Take a breath. Your paradise is still out there, and now you actually know how to keep it. So, tell me honestly, have you ever felt that blackout silence I mentioned? Or did you find a way to break through it? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and I want to hear your side of the story. I do this because I believe the world is far too cold for you to spend your best years feeling lonely, invisible, or played. Good men deserve real, warm companionship, and I'm just here to be your compass in these deep waters. If this talk helped sharpen your armor today, and you want to support my simple life here in the islands, maybe consider buying me a bucket of Jollibee chicken or a cold bottle of San Miguel for my next dinner. It keeps the lights on and the truth flowing. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of your heart, and remember, you are the prize. Ingat.